माननीय प्रांत संघचालक जी, माननीय माननीय विभाग संघचालक जी, माननीय प्रांत कार्यवाह जी, the august and illustrious audience present here. The program here is arranged so that we get a chance to understand this much misunderstood organization. It is the people say that this is a largest organization, largest voluntary organization in the world. Simultaneously, it is most misunderstood organization also. So, when we thought of doing something in the 100th year of our work, it was decided that once again we have to go reach the people and tell them about Sangha. Sangha is 100 years old. Name of Sangha is famous in the world now. But very little understanding is there because it is difficult to understand Sangha. Usual method of knowing is from known to unknown, which cannot apply here. Gaganam Gaganakaram Sagaram Sagarotama Rama Ravana Yor Yuddham Rama Ravana Yoriva. The expanse of the sky has nothing else to compare with it. The same thing with sea, like that. Rama Ravana Yuddha, it was one of its kind. Sangha is also one of its kind organization in the world. If you try to judge it from view outside, the misunderstanding may happen. That chance is greater. Because we perform so many programs. We have route marches in full dress, uniform. But we are not a paramilitary organization. We play our Bharatiya games and teach Bharatiya martial arts. But we are not an all India gymnasium. You heard a beautiful song here. Such songs are sung here, individually as well as collectively. But we are not an all India music school. All these things, they do not give full idea. Best way to know RSS is to come inside and see it from inside, experience. But to experience a particular thing, one must be assured that it is safe to taste it. So that much understanding of Sangha can be given by a lecture or by a book. I am going to try to present to you what Sangha is. What Sangha is not. It is not a paramilitary organization, etc., etc. It is not a reaction to a particular situation. It is not an opposition to this section of the society, that section of the society, or to a particular political party. No. Sangha has come to fulfill everything that was being done for this country. So our history tells us we have suffered a long period of slavery. And the last armed, not last but one we can say, armed effort to liberate our country from the slavery of British was in 1857, in which we lost. That defeat caused a brainstorming in the thinkers of our society. Handful number of British, so many thousand miles away from their own land. The atmosphere here is not at all of their liking or habit. And we have our kings, we have valor, we have everything. But we got lost on our own land. Why? And in that, four streams of efforts started to emancipate our society and prepare it to again fight and get our independence. One stream said, okay, we have lost one battle, but this is ongoing conflict, so we have to try again in the same way, with arms in our hand. So a long tradition of revolutionary great men is there. It still gives us inspiration. But naturally, after we got independence, its role was over, and therefore it stopped. After Subhash Babu disappeared after that unfortunate plane accident, that Azad Hind Sena was over. And after independence, even Savarkarji publicly concluded that revolutionary movement of his Abhinav Bharat. But it still provides us with an inspiration and with an idea how to live, how to die for the country. Another stream was we lost because we don't have political understanding. We have to be educated politically. Unless we do that, common man will not come on the streets for independence. And unless common man is not ready for conflict, no movement can win. So, a loose political forum was created, and originally was created by Sir Alan Hume as a safety valve. But our leaders got hold of it and turned it into the weapon for independence, the Indian National Congress. Then, as it happens in politics, it got distributed or divided into so many streams, and there are so many parties now. It served its purpose very well. Public got agitated, could understand now that we must be independent, and they came on streets, they went to jail, and that national awakening of common persons for independence was achieved by them. But after independence, that goal was lost, that goal was achieved. So there was no new goal. And therefore, we see today's politics now. I need not comment on that. There was third. They said our society lacks reforms. We stopped 1,000 years before, when, or even before Alexander, when the aggressors started coming, crossing borders. We were engaged in complete and uh, continuous conflict. And therefore, we stopped. Our society had those ancient things. Their relevance was lost. We had so many traditions. We turned into uh, rudees, etc., etc. And we have to get rid of that. We have to come step by step with the modern world. There is science now. We have to learn that. We have to get rid of our Vedas and all our selfish interests. The superstitions, we have to get rid of them. So a reform movement started from, we say starting point was Raja Ram Mohan Rai, but even before that, people started thinking like that, and a stream of reform movements was there. But unfortunately, that became an island. The idea was to inculcate those reforms in full of the society. But, for example, a village near Nagpur had 38 castes living inside. A Mahatma came there and he started his caste eradication program. He was a Mahatma, so he was well respected. His samadhi is there now. 100 years or 125 years before. He was there. But now those castes are not eradicated. There were 38, they are there. There is a 39th caste which doesn't believe in caste. That is that. So reform became an island. Why it happened is a separate topic to be discussed. But that is the. And another fourth stream was come back to your roots. Swami Dayananda Maharshi, founder of the Arya Samaj, Swami Vivekananda, they enthuse nearly every public movement in our Bharat. That Prabhava is even there today. So go to your roots, understand what your dharma is, understand what your country is, what your society is, serve them, get them rid of the poverty, make them knowledgeable, then only we will do something. That is also going on. But again, perhaps in the school where Keshav, Keshav Balram Hedgewar, the founder of the Sangh, he was a primary school going student boy then, and he was given that sweet. He threw it away. He was asked, why did you throw away this sweet? He said, this is not sweet, this is poison. Those who have made us slaves, their queen. How can a coronation be a day of celebration for us? It is a day of mourning for us. And the sweet we get is a poison. At that age, he had such a burning revulsion about this labor. Therefore, since childhood, he had to pass through so many hardships. His father was a Purohit, a Vedajna Pandit, but going house to house, performing pujas, that was the source of livelihood. So a lower middle class family was his family. And he lost both of his parents on the same day when he was about 11. There was plague and they were serving the plague patients in Nagpur and they contracted plague and they died on the same day. So he was now, he didn't have any source of livelihood. His elder brother, he was more of a pahalwan than a earner. And the brother next to him, his middle son, he went to get educated in Indore. So there was nobody who was earning money. He had to go to, through so many hardships. But two things he never abandoned. He always used to come in first 10 in his class. And whatever was going on in society for the betterment of our country, independence of our nation, reform, etc., all those four streams, he wholeheartedly participated in them. So he had a lot of experience as a worker, ground worker in all these streams, all these movements. And he had also discussions with the leaders. In matric class, he organized the Vande Mataram movement in the schools of Nagpur. So when school inspector who was British, he came to inspect his school. In each class, he was hailed by Vande Mataram. So naturally, He reported it to the police. All the schools were closed, and police started investigating who is behind all this. For 4 months, police investigated. Schools were closed, but nobody was apprehended because nobody told who did this. Such was his organizing capacity in the matriculation class. He was, I think, about 16 years of age. So the parents and managing institutions of those schools, all those came together, had with the government, and a compromise was designed. Each student should enter the school, and at the gate, headmaster should ask him, you have performed some error, no? This is wrong. This behavior is wrong. Then he should just nod. His nominal apology will allow him to attend this class. That was the compromise. Two students in Nagpur denied this also. They said in our dreams also, we will never say that singing Vande Mataram is a crime. It is our right. It is our motherland. We'll see. So he was rusticated. Then he went to a national school. The schools for such students were started by our patriots. There also British somehow came and they closed that school. So he appeared privately, came in first class. And therefore leaders in Nagpur sent him to Kolkata on the pretext of taking medical education. But the real work was to contact the Anushilan Samiti, coordination committee of the revolutionaries all over Bharat. And he did both jobs excellently. In 4 years, he passed the exam in first class again. And he also became inner committee member of the Anushilan Samiti. And he was in charge of establishing the revolutionaries, supply them with livelihood as well as arms, designing the various schemes and making them work. From Rajasthan to Andhra, this was his area. His code name was Cocaine at that time. So he was very well conversant with these ongoing efforts. And he had only one goal in his life. When he became Anushilan 70 core committee member, he had to pass through so many difficult tests. And after that, he had to take the and he took the pledge to dedicate his life for the mother. So he had no anything else to achieve for his private life. His principal told him after he passed the exam that for you the job is ready in Burma, 3,000 years a month at that time, 1940. So he told him, I am not going to earn money, I am not going to marry. And accordingly came back to Nagpur. Instead of doing practice, which would have fetched lot of money for him, he did not do that. He went for the public movement. And at that time, non-cooperation movement was going on. So he went from village to village, canvassing for the movement, giving speeches. And then after some days, he was tried for sedition due to his speeches. So he gave his defense speech in the court, wherein he started with, I reject your rule on our country because it is illegal. There is no law which permits you to come from England and rule here. So your rule is illegal, your court is illegal, Mr. Magistrate, you are illegal. I don't accept your authority. I didn't tell anything bad to my people. To be free is a right of everybody. I told them that it is their right, and I told them the ways through which they can achieve this. So naturally, the judge sentenced him to 1 year rigorous imprisonment with the remark that his defense speech is more seditious than his speeches for which he is being tried. Such person he was. And therefore, he discussed with, he met Gandhiji, he met Tilak, He met Subhash Babu. He had very close contact with Rajguru Bhagat Singh. Everywhere he went, Malviya ji, Savarkar ji, Dr. Ambedkar ji, he felt that everyone feels that the issue for which we are working will be resolved today or tomorrow. That is difficult. But what is the guarantee that the issues will not again creep up? Because the slavery of British is not the first slavery we are facing. If we start before Alexander, Shakha, Kushana, then Yavana, then British are the seventh aggressors who rule us. So why repeatedly we are being defeated by the handful of persons in no way better than us, always lesser in their culture, their wealth, even their bravery. We are superior, but we are getting defeated. That means there are some intrinsic or acquired faults in our society. Unless we get rid of them, these issues will never cease to be. Again and again, the same work will have to be done. Therefore, someone should go, organize the society, remove those faults. We cannot do that because we have devoted ourselves for a particular issue. Until its resolution, we are not free. So Dr. Hedgewar said, okay, all great personalities are there to work for these. The one thing that can fulfill their work is this. So I will try to organize this society. I will find out what connects all these people, so diverse people, so many languages, so many castes and creeds, so many provinces, so many uh, ways of living, everything different. But still, we are living in this country as one society. So, what connects us? That I will find out. I will do. So, he started experimenting. For about 10 years, he experimented. And then he concluded that first thing, unless the society is organized, nothing good permanently will happen. So, society has to be organized. And the basis of organization of our society is that we are a nation from ancient times. It is not the British who have made us into a nation. We are not a collection of many nations. We have always been, are, and shall be one nation, and that is Hindu nation. Now, here some clarification is necessary. When in Sangha we say Hindu, we don't mean a way of worship only. There are many ways of worships who come under the banner Hindu. Hindu is our Sanskritic pehchan. For the want of better translation, I have to say civilizational identity. Actually, nation is not Rashtriya. Culture is not Sanskriti, but we are using it as a, that is misnomer. Nation means state, nation state. People, land, and state. State is the chief constituent. If state is destroyed, nation is destroyed. So Hitler called his Reich Third Reich. First Reich was Julius Caesar. Second Reich was something else. This was the third. If nation would have been there continuously, he would have said that Roman Reich continues. But he didn't say that. It is Third Reich. Because state-centric order is there. And they call this state-centric people and land. But in our tradition, when we say Rashtra, it means Janapadavati Bhumi. Janapad is Samaj, not the society. Again, society, community, etc. They are the nearest words in foreign language, but they don't convey full meaning. The Samaj is people who are associated with particular land, and therefore there is a relation in between them. We are Bharat Putras. We have that relation. We are sons of Bharat Mata. That is not only our words. Everyone feels that. See, whenever something bad about Bharat happens, we forget all our quarrels and we stand as one. That has been happening. That has happened even during Operation Sindoor. All political parties send their representatives to outside country to argue for Bharat. Differences were dissolved for that period. That should happen permanently, but that doesn't happen. That is the lack of. So that is the people who through long association are related to a land and amongst themselves and have common purpose. Now, whenever you go anywhere in rural areas, in forest, you can ask anybody, uneducated fellow also, how to live. He will say, sir, during this life, I have to meet God. If I can do in this life, it will be best. Secondly, I have to lead life so that others also live due to me. In Hindi, Sant Kabir says, Sai itna dijiye, jame kutumba samaye. God, give me this much. I should be able to run my family. मैं भी भूखा न रहूं, साधु भी भूखा न जाए. Neither should I be hungry nor a guest or a Mahatma who comes to my house should go hungry. So always we say that we have to realize the eternal truth, one truth of oneness, existence, oneness of existence. That is the truth. That is God. And we have to live with Tyaga, Sanyam, Paropkar, Seva. That is a common feeling. We may do like that or we may just go reverse way. But the manyata, established norm is that. And everybody will tell me in their own words. That is the sum. So Bharat is not only a geographical thing. Bharat is a nature. Nature of these people from the west of Kabul, Jabul, the east of Chinlin River, and from the slopes towards China of Tibet, towards the southern seas of Lanka. Even today, people live here. They have same ancestors. DNA is the same since 40,000 years. That is what genome studies say. And in their respective religions, if there is no handful of soil of Bharat in their last rites, they don't get to go to heaven. Everybody holds that. And there are common influences. For example, simple thing. You go to market, purchase something. I don't know whether mango season is over here or not. But if you purchase 100 mango, it is a custom, you will get 105. They will say 100 mangoes. They will take money for 100 mangoes, but they will give you 105. If you purchase vegetables, handful of mirchis or coriander, they will put in your bag. This goes true in all these regions. Each language, Bharatiya language, has some word for it. These are the traditions. I will take money, even by error, I should not pay. I should not give less. So I have to give more so that I are on the right side. This nature is our identity. That nature is called Bharat and Hindu. Babar invaded Bharat. He came to one place, Shahpura in Punjab, Western Punjab. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was present and he saw all the massacre there. And he has described it. Turkestan khasmana kiya, Hindustan dharaya. He has eroded Turkestan and now he is tightening Bharat. Hindustan. He says Hindustan. And then he describes. And he says that nor Hindu women nor Muslim women were protected. Because there were converted Muslims at that time from Bharat. 11 sultans had happened in Delhi before Babar's coming. Therefore, there were converted Muslims. And both suffered the brunt of Babar's aggression. So, he describes nor Hindu women nor Muslim women. Now, when he sees Muslim women, the meaning is clear. Adherents of Islam who obey only Quran, worship only Allah, and have belief in words of the Prophet. Nobody else can call him in. These are the uncompromising. Okay, but there were also other sects. There were Bauddhas at that time. There were Jains, Shaiva, Shakha, Ganapatya, Saura, all were there. He did not describe them separately. He bundled them together in the word Hindu. So what was the common factor? The common thing is Sanatan Dharma, which teaches us that existence is one. And that oneness is a permanent thing. Everything else changes. We have to go through that. But deal with all the diversities, keeping in mind that diversities are temporary and they are expressions of the underlying unity of existence. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmam. So you have to accept all the diversities and you have to respect them. You have to say that, okay, always lead to the same place. Ruchinam Vaichitriat Rujukutilana Patayutam. Runam Eko Gamya Kwamasi. By different routes, water travels on the earth, but they go to one place. Like that, so many paths, crooked or straightforward. By those, due to their difference in their tastes, etc., different paths human beings take, but their aim is only you, O God. Tvamasi, Ayasa Maranamai. All water goes to sea. Similarly, those paths come to you. That is the essence, world view of Sanatana Dharma. The realization. And it is not a theory. It has been experienced. It has been being experienced by the so many generations of our people. And we are conducting ourselves accordingly. So that is the essence, that is the Bharat. We say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We say Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam. Everything is related to me. It is my own. I belong to that and they belong to me. That type of attitude of Bharat That made our country Bharat. And that, if you talk like this in modern times, they call you Hindu. There are so many words. Bharatiyata. It is the same thing. People from Muslim faith, Christian faith, they meet us sometime. We tell them you are also Hindus by tradition, by ancestors, and by the cultural influence you carry with you everywhere. So they are offended. No, no, we are not Hindus. Call us Hindavi. Call us Bharati. Meaning is the same. Hindavi belongs to Hindustan. And Hindustan is this. Bharatiya is a Swabhav. That Swabhav belongs to this planet. So Hindustan is a Hindu nation. And that Hinduness connects us all. Not only that, that Hinduness has the capacity to connect everything in the world. Animate, inanimate. And world needs it. Today the time has come. The thinkers world over are talking. They are expecting Bharat to give the new way. Because old ways have all failed. Not totally. They have some stuff. And the benefits of that we are reaping. But they have not listened our problems. They have aggravated that. So there was development and there was pollution. Now, if you don't want to pollute the atmosphere, stop the development. If you want to get developed, then don't care about nature. There are only two options. There is no third option. They cannot go together. If individualism takes upper hand, then society will suffer. And if society has to take upper hand, individuals have to suffer. There is either capitalism or communism. There is no third way. Society and an individual cannot go together. They go only together when there is some social contract, that is give and take. So it is sort of commerce. Whenever you feel it, you can purchase. If you don't, you can reject. And that is why, in spite of this scientific progress, technological progress, so many amenities for our comfort, everything is there. In a way, materially, human society has progressed much. But it is slowly bringing that progress, is slowly bringing us on the brink of destruction. Destruction. That is what they say. I saw a film, The 11th Hour, long back, in 2009. The film consists of statements of so many state leaders, social scientists, etc., regarding the global warming. That is the only film, nothing else. And their conclusion is that we had so much scientific progress, but we did not develop our interior, so we are greedy, the same greedy human being who was at the bottom of the food cycle of nature, but within 3000 years, he came at the top and destroyed so many biodiversities up till now, and still he is at it. This human being, he remains the same. He is equally greedy. And now his greed is armed with the scientific technology. So he stopped using the redeemable energy, flowing energy, sunlight, water streams, etc., etc. And he exhausted the stored energy, coal, oil, etc., etc. That energy cannot be replenished, and by use of those materials, atmosphere gets polluted. Unless we stop this and go back to using flowing energy, there is no way. Maybe they know the way to go back, but they don't know what will make human beings to go back, what will make human beings to control their rate. And that knowledge is with Bharat only. Therefore, Bharat, that expectation is there. So to fulfill that expectation, Bharat has to get prepared. Because the creation of this nation is not by a state. It is by the tapas of Rishi Munis. The people in search of happiness searched outside everything and stopped. Because after the limit, you have to stop. Now, we have reached up to Higgs boson. Further, we cannot go. We can go only by mathematics and logic, but we cannot confirm. That is a limit. We have been searching galaxies, but now we are going such a long distances that our physics doesn't hold true. The ray travels in straight line, but not in those distances. It may come back and tell you that particular thing which is actually in front of you is behind your back. That may happen. So we cannot tell definitely what is there. So scientists say we have to use now a sadhanam, an instrument which can travel beyond the speed of light. Actually, all our material instruments and bodies, if they go beyond the speed of light, they will disintegrate. But there is one, mind. Mind can do that. To study the mind, scientists say we have to go to East, study Indian scriptures. They name also Yoga Vasishtha, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. These studies you have to undertake. Well, they may study and they may be well conversant with the theory. But how to do it, how to get human beings to turn back on the right path, they don't have that practical experience that we have in our tradition. And world requires it. So Bharat has to be prepared. Who will prepare Bharat? The responsible society of Bharat is Hindu society. It is responsible for Bharat. And so to organize the Hindu society, remove faults and qualify it for the task. That is the work that has to be done to fulfill every effort that has been going on for the betterment of our nation. With that conclusion, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh started. He devised a methodology. The adhisthana, the thought behind the movement is Hindutva, which is not a new thought, not devised by anybody. It is our tradition. Supreme Court also says that it is a living tradition of Bharat. It is nothing narrow. But how to prepare an individual to be a good Hindu? We have four kinds of Hindus. Hindu who say we are proud to be Hindus. Hindus who say, okay, we are Hindus, but what is there to be particularly proud of? Okay, it goes on. There is third type who know they are Hindus. They will never say they are Hindus or this is Hindu nation for their own reasons. I don't comment on that. They have their reasons. Some selfish interest. And there are Hindus who have forgotten they are Hindus. Who are made to forget themselves as Hindus. Efforts are still going on. The forgetfulness crept in our society long back. And that is why we slowly disintegrated and came to this condition. So powers that be who are afraid of rise of Bharat, rise of Hindustan, rise of Hindu society. They try. They're, they are together now trying to keep that breaking continue. So we have to prepare our society for this, and the methodology is very simple. Just start by giving 1 hour daily. Come together. See how many we are. In our own household, we sit and then we worry, oh my God, this demographic imbalance is there. Oh, conversion is going on. Oh, this is happening. Oh, that. Come out. We are crores. See how many we are. Realize our strength and be intimate friends to each other. Know each other. Help each other. Serve each other. Prepare your body and mind. Simple programs. Physical and intellectual sessions. 1 hour daily exercise to keep us fit for the national work. And then, whatever is needed to be done in the society, according to your taste and time you are giving, apply yourself to that. You should live for yourself, one thing, for your family, second, for the society, third. In order of priority, first for the society, then for your family, then for yourself. That practice has to be done daily 1 hour. Say that we are in our season Hinduism. We will restore our glory. We will be real Hindus, practicing Hindus, not only worship. All these qualities of Dharma. What connects everything, what causes everything to progress together. Individual level, Sharir, Man, Buddhi go together and progress together due to Atma. In universal level, individual, society and nature go together and progress together through Paramatma. And the worldly pursuits get the right direction, follow a discipline and achieve moksha due to Dharma. This individual, universal and worldly discipline which restores the balance, which give you sanyam, restraint, which inspire you for making tyaga, sacrifice. That is Dharma. That is Hindu Dharma. All other things, karma kand and worships and eat that and don't eat this, all these are the rules. If they are there, they are for the good of the society. They change according to the times. We have to follow that. But through that, we have to achieve this Dharma and we have to give this Dharma to everybody. So, practicing that Dharma, starting by 1 hour daily exercise. That is RSS. Therefore, it is not opposing anybody. It is not a reaction to particular thing. Muslim Gundaism was there. Riots were happening. Hindus must protect them. You have to be strong. World hears you only when you are strong. If you are true, world will not hear you. If you are strong, nobody will object even you tread the path of falsehood. Even if you go and seize Venezuela, nobody will say anything. Because you are strong. That is how world is. So you have to be strong. Weakness, this being weak is one of the faults or the first fault. It is death. Swami Vivekananda used to think, Durbalta hi mrityu hai. So making Hindu society strong, bringing them together, binding them in this relation of apnapan, belonging. We belong to each other, we belong to this country. This is our motherland. These are my brothers. And ideals of service and renunciation. They have to be practiced. So, that work is going on. Now, long journey of 100 years, there are so many things. Society is requiring so many things to be done. So many reforms, so many sevas, so many lacunas have to be filled. So naturally, Swayamsevaks who were trained like this, they went in each field. They created organizations. They participated in organizations who were doing something. And now there are so many organizations wherein Swayamsevaks are working. 1,30,000 small and large service projects. Swayamsevaks, they are running without any government money on the strength of the society. Sangha itself doesn't take anything from outside. In the methodology, one part is there is perfect self-dependence. Men, money, ammunition. All Sangha creates out of its own Swayamsevak. Not a single pie is taken for running the organization. Swayamsevaks run the organization. They finance. They perform Guru Dakshina. They offer Dakshina. On that Sangha is run. But service projects, etc., etc., social work. So society, we go to the society. Society supports us. So all these things are there. But they are all independent, autonomous and separate. Don't judge Sangha from that. For example, Swayamsevaks are in politics. Sangha is not a political organization. We never go to vote politics, election politics, party politics. No. Yes, in elections we work to tell people what election commission is telling. 100% voting and voting on the basis of some thought, some issues. Don't vote for caste or money. Vote for issues. That is what election commission tells. We take this message to every people. Now, issues we narrate according to our own thought. So, if people do like that, this group which supports those issues is benefited naturally. We don't work for that group, that party, that leader. So, we are out of politics. But for nation's good, we are doing everything. That is pakka. Okay. So, Ram Janmabhoomi, 370, these are not political issues. These are the questions of unity and integrity of a country, tradition of our country, identity. We work for that. And continuously, Swayamsevaks are coming. There were so many hardships in India. We were ignored by the society. Our thought was not accepted. Nothing. We didn't have money. We didn't have any propaganda instrument. No government supported us. British government was stark against us. But still, Swayamsevaks carried on. Their grit helped them. On the same basis, we are carrying today also. Now, largely our thought is accepted. Even in foreign countries we go, people there, some people grudgingly, some willingly accept our thought. This acceptance is there. We are now not well to do, but okay. By economically, lower middle class, we say, by that standard we are okay as an organization. And we are working. But whole of the society has to do the work. So we started with the aim, we have to organize the Hindu society. We didn't say that we have to create an organization which will dominate the society and social affairs. No. No leader, no party, no organization single-handedly can do this. Whatever we are seeing as anukulata nowadays is not a product of only work of Sangh. Even this upsurge of Hindutva is, we do not credit it solely to Sangh. There are so many people working, have been working, are working, and will be working. We want to take them all together because we have to organize all of the society. We don't see anyone as our opponent. Those who are opposing us, we see them as our future potential so and so. We have to reach them also. We have to bring them also to Sangh, because unless the whole of the society tries, fortune of any nation cannot be altered by a group. It has to be society of that nation. All of this. Everywhere that has happened like that. So that is our next aim. Sajjana Shakti Jagaran. Take them together. To transform the lives of people, we have given the program of Pancha Parivartan. 5 simple initiatives which are accepted everywhere. And if you do that, a slow change comes in your life, in your behavior. That we are going to take to every household in future. And we want to appraise everybody of the challenge that is before us and the task that is before us. Swami Vivekananda said that every nation has a message to deliver. Every nation has a mission to accomplish. Every nation has a destiny to fulfill. What is our message? What is our destiny? What is our mission? We have to give the world this oneness. And this way of leading the life with sanyam, restraint, and tyag, giving back. To take this to world, we have to create our own model in Bharat. All our vyavasthas of governance, social as well as political, they have to recreate their apparatuses on the same basis. Our social life should be a living example of this idea. And we should be Vaibhava Sampanna, Bala Sampanna, strong and prosperous, so that people hear us. We don't want to dominate anybody. We will not go and conquer each country one by one and force our way on that. That is not our way. Our way is to befriend and lead from within, lead by example. For that, we have to equip our society, our nation. And this is the goal. Nothing else. We say in our prarthana, Vijetri chana samhata karya shakti vidhayasya dharmasya samrakshanam param vaibhavam netumetat surashtram. Nah, yani ours. Vijetri chana samhata karya shakti. The organized strength which is victorious. Our organized. Who is we? In the same prarthana, initially, we have given our parichay. Who are we? Vayam Hindu Rashtranga Bhuta. We are Hindus. Hindus are responsible for this Bharat. Hindus have been ordained this task to give Dharma from time to time to the faltering world. And that time has arrived. So we have to go beyond all this. With the same samskara, we are going to expand ourselves. We are going to take whole society in and that society will work for the betterment of our country as well as betterment of the world. That is the goal. Sangha has traveled 100 years and has now come into the position so that we can aspire for this goal. Goal was in mind from the beginning. Before founding of Sangha, Dr. Hedgewar gave a resolution in 1920 Congress. It was presided over by Mahatma ji, Gandhi ji. And in the resolution committee, he gave two resolutions. Both were rejected, but both were very in tandem with the Congress thought at that time and also Mahatma ji's thought. First was Sampurna Govamsha Hatya Bandi, ban on cow slaughter. It was agreed personally by Mahatma Gandhi, and even Congress was of that opinion, but it was not accepted. And second was that Congress should declare complete independence of Bharat as their goal and also state that independent Bharat will strive to liberate the countries of the world by from machinations of the capital, not capitalism, capital. All these unrestrained upabhoga, the egoism, individualism, materialism, all these things have brought the world to the brink of the destruction. This is all machination of that punji, artha and kama. Discipline by them by dharma and right towards moksha. That should be the light. We have to teach this by our own example. We have to give this to the world by being one of the world's nations, so that the future world, for future generations, will be really happy and peaceful. So that is why Sangha is there. But some people fear that if Sangha grows, their business will some way be hampered. And so they try to, by the way of narration, they create so many misgivings, so many misunderstandings about Sangha. And we don't get to see Sangha directly. That is why there are so many questions. Your questions have been invited and I am going to answer it in the next session. But again, I tell you, this will go on. This discussion will go on. There will be many programs, more programs. But if you want to really know Sangha, come to Sangha. If you want to come to Sangha, there are three ways. Visit our Swayamsevaks. Visit their families. And visit Sangha programs including Shakha. You will find Sangha in these three places. Find to experience. So you will get the first-hand feel of Sangha. And many things that cannot be explained in words, you will get to know. By spending mere 2 days in our Sangha Shiksha Varga, you can feel it. It is the best way. Sugar, how it is sweet. You can write books about that. Chemistry of sugar, all these things. But take half a spoon and eat it. You will know how sugar is. Like that, if you want to know Sangha, it is perfectly anaupacharik organization, informal. Coming and going at your will you can do. You can join, you can get separated anytime. There is no formal membership, nothing. You can come inside, see us, talk anything with anybody, get your answers, get your feel, and then decide. Don't go on propaganda, don't go on narration, don't go on hearsay, even don't believe what I say. come and see whether it is so or whether it is not so. You have to see for yourself. Whatever views you create in your mind about Sangha, they should be based on facts, not on perception or propaganda. So, therefore, at the conclusion of my speech, I invite you all to either go to our Swayamsevaks, see their behavior, see their samskars and life, go to Sangha families, go to Sangha programs, and get the first-hand knowledge of Sangha. Rest, I will answer your questions, but the question answers, they go on, they permanently go on. There is no real satisfaction unless we satisfy ourselves. We have to go and experience. I invite you for that and stop here so that after half an hour, I can answer your question. Thank you very much.
The first question is by Dr. A.C. Rao. Okay. Recent media reports suggest that Dattatreya Hosaboliji advocate for India keeping a window of dialogue open with Pakistan and continues supporting and people-to-people contact, etc. Is this the view of RSS? What useful objective would be achieved by talking to people of a nation whose sole of promise is to destroy India?
So, Dattaji was asked a question. So, his reply will be in that frame only. On the subject of Pakistan, what RSS thinks, that was not the question. Question was, can this people-to-people action happen? So, Pakistan is state, Pakistan people. State is anti-India, and the government has answered that if गोली है तब तक बात नहीं होगी, टेररिज्म है तब तक बात नहीं होगी. That is the answer. Regarding the state of Pakistan, whatever our national policy does, we are for it. लेकिन पाकिस्तान में जो लोग हैं, उनमें बहुत लोग हैं जो कहते they say this division of Bharat, partition of Bharat was the wrong thing. Many journalists, they come on television and they tell that RSS is good organization. They are organizing Hindus. What is bad in that? So, there is a distinct undercurrent of people being anti-Pakistan, anti-two-nation theory. And they say that we can live together. To live together was the better way. So, what is our solution? Let be the Pakistan. What is the Bharatiya solution for such things? Anyay, Atyachar has to be vanquished. There is no other way. But if there is something good, that has to be preserved. Dattaji was asked about people, not about state. And a typical Hindu thinks like that. Sadbhavana, that is our nature. If tomorrow, imagine that the Pakistan state will be broken completely by some Indian onslaught, Bharatiya onslaught. In war will defeat it beyond repair. What are we going to do with the public of Pakistan? We have to digest them. We have to bring them back to Hindu fold. Or at least, if they cannot, generations together, now they have been in that Islamic tradition, so they cannot leave it. Then they have to be there peacefully. without hating others, without considering others to be false. All these things they have to do. We are not like Hitler. That is not our nature. That is not our way. So we have to keep some door open. We have to keep the scope open for these things. That is why he must have answered it. RSS doesn't have an independent policy about a foreign nation. In those situations, whatever government does about that, to our government we may give suggestions. But whatever government decides, we have to be with the government policy about foreign nations. That we do. Okay. Next.
The next question is by Sajeev Parameshwaran Nair. You may please stand up for a while. The question is, spiritual acharyas have always been guiding us. Is the Sangh utilizing the service of such gurus who are Brahmanishtas and Shrotriyas? If not, will it make efforts to do so?
The first part you have omitted because it is already answered. So, if there are some Brahmanishta persons, everybody takes advice from them. Brahmanishta, we don't utilize their services, we serve them. They are not serving us. Utilize the services of some hotel, utilize the services of our driver. Oh, no, not like that. Spiritual persons have to be revered and to be heard. Their advice has to be followed. We keep always in contact with the Dharma Jagat, the world of Dharma in Bharat. We keep on meeting persons. Now, who is Brahmanishta and who is not? How to identify that? That is a problem. Only Brahmanishta can know who is Brahmanishta. Appearances are not exactly telling us what is happening. So that is a very difficult topic. We bow before all. And whatever they say, we hear. Whatever we can do and we should do, we do. But at times, those especially who live away from public life, they do not know everything. Whether they are Brahmanishta or not, we don't check. We consider everybody to be Brahmin. Then ground realities, if they don't know and they tell us something, we have to see our Viveka first. That is how we do it. But we have respect for all dharmic persons. We keep on meeting them. We hear their advice. We do many things out of that.
Next question is by Anil Kumar Pandala. You may please stand up for a while. It is my humble belief that sustainable growth has to rely substantially on fundamental strengths of a region. If every region or country has its own unique and fundamental sociological strengths that help us. In the context of Bharat, the fundamental strength has been in family values and deeply rooted cultural diversity. Whether anything is being done by RSS to counter the erosion of the family values and cultural traditions. Is there a targeted action plan to instill a deep sense of respect for our heritage and values among the youth of our nation, particularly in a state like Kerala?
See, this installation of values has to start not in youth. It has to start before that. Because a boy looks to his parents and other elders in the family till he is 12 years of age. After that, in teenage, he goes out and he experiments. If we try to tell him something, he will rebel. That is the general property of that age. So, lalayet panchavarshani dashavarsham tu tadayet prapte tu shodashe varshe putram mitra vadacharet. After certain age, you cannot dictate them. You have to reason with them. Values, when we instill them, we have to instill particular habits of behavior. And that habit forming must be starting from very young age. Up to 3 years of age, general direction of one's personality is made up. Mainly by the mother's teaching. First guru of a child is mother. And up to 3 years, he opts for good, or if he doesn't get enough sanskars, he may go as. After that, he obeys. And whatever form we give him to implement, he gets it inculcated in his nature as a habit. So we say action, sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a nature. Sow a nature, reap a character. This is the process that has to go on from 5th years to 12 years. After that, he will go out, he will try to experiment on different ways, contrary ways, what he has found in his, got in his home. He will try to reject it, just experimenting. At that time, he has to be given love, and without imposing, we have to bring him to right path. After 25, he is independent. If this foundation is pakka, then he will never go astray. Even by some quirk of fate, he is led astray, he will come back. So, that process has to start in the home. That is, parental education is a must. Sangha is doing something about it. Many Mahatmas also are doing something about it. In certain sampradayas like Swaminarayan, there is a Ghar Baithak, household meeting, regular, saptahi, weekly. There, the such type of question and answers go on. So, did you touch the feet of your parents yesterday or tomorrow morning? Like that questions. And through those questions, particular knowledge and habits are developed. In the same way, there is one, I said 5 initiatives, life-changing initiatives. First of them is Samajik Samarstha. Second is Kutumba Prabodhan. Family is the social unit. Like we have cells in our bodies. A cell contains in its nucleus a complete prototype of the individual. So if you get one cell, out of the chromosomes, you can clone the individual. Like that, family contains the social DNA. It is center, traditionally, and even now, it is the center of our economics. It is the center of our social and cultural values. It is the center today, nowadays, of our politics also. So, all social training, people get inside the family. Now, in that family, to communicate the education, there must be dialogue. That dialogue has been lost. Both members are earning members. They go out and they come in the evening. They are tired. Children come from the school, they are also tired. After eating something, everybody has a mobile. So they open our mobile and 1, 2, 3 hours together, they sit like this. Nobody talks to nobody. Nobody knows what everybody else is doing. That percentage has been increasing. So we say in Kutumba Prabodhan, there should be a weekly Mangal Samvad of the family. At an appointed time on an appointed day, each week, everybody must go to home till that time. Have bhajan according to your Shraddha. Then partake the homemade meal. And then sit together and chat together for, say, 3 hours, 4 years like that. Everybody must be present. Even small children must sit there. Even a child of 6 months, he should be present. He may sleep or he may cry, but he will be there. That Shravana Samskar is there. And what to talk about? First thing is our family and its tradition. Who were our ancestors? Where from we came here? What great things our ancestors did? What are we doing? Are we fit to tell their name? Are we fit to boast about our this virasat, heritage? What should be done about that? No dictation, just discussion. And then some consensus will come. So that consensus should be applied and discussion should go on. Second thing, our land, Bharat, its tradition, its culture, what is glorious in that, what is time tested. We have to be up to date. Some change must come according to the times. Values do not change, but expression changes. So what has to be changed? What should not be changed? Do we have that tradition in our family house? All these discussions. And then consensus has to be implemented. And third topic, we do something for us every day. We do something for our family every day. We spend daily for our family and ourselves. We spend time daily for our family and ourselves. Now, because our identity involves the family identity. I am Mohan. There are 4, 5 Mohans sitting that I know. There may be more in the audience. So, which Mohan I am? I am Bhagwat. So, my family is part of my identity. Without my family, my identity is incomplete. Same way, without my country and so many units in between of village, of prant, these are all the parts of my identity. So, I do everything really for myself and my family. What do I do for my country really? Start from your village, your neighborhood. Everybody, even a boy of 10 years can do something. At least he can save his textbooks and give for the next year student. Many things that can be reused. At least he can go to his friends, poor friends, and help them in some way. He can teach something to younger children who don't have privilege to have coaching or something. He can teach something. There are many ways in which everybody can serve. So this should be discussed. What I do, how much time I spend for my society, how much expenditure I do daily for my society. And whatever consensus, everybody should take some resolve and complete it. Like that, this Mangal Samvad should go on each week. At least this will create a dialogue. And when there is dialogue, generations understand each other. Otherwise, there is generation gap. If you are in continuous dialogue with your children, you know what they, till that dialogue is there, you know. When they grow up and come, especially when they are in teenage, this dialogue lessons. And therefore, you do not understand why they are behaving like this. And though they don't understand my parents are behaving like this. So that dialogue should go on. Through that, generations to generations, our sanskars have come. Then whatever we say, we tell them, it should be there in our life. Because young generation, they reject hypocrisy. Many times it so happens, we preach them and we don't practice. Small things. So that we have to do. In our family atmosphere, this sanskar, these values, this bond of the family, it must be there. So Sangha is doing something, that is Kutumba Prabodhan Gatividhi. We have a separate Gatividhi for that, and we are doing it. We will take it to every household. Our Swayamsevaks will start it first in their homes, and then they will take it to the neighborhood. In this way, it will spread. But many other institutions are also doing this. We may do it or we may not do it, but you can start from today at your household. There is nothing in this. Just you have to start doing it. No expenditure, no extra time. So please experiment. You will know the value. Okay, sir. Okay.
Next question is by Dr. Jayasri RS. She may please stand up for it. She has put up 3 questions. I shall read one by one.
Oh, yes.
The first question is, looking ahead to the next century, what role do you envision for RSS in shaping India's future? This is the first question. 2 more questions are there. Despite unprecedented digital connectivity, loneliness and social fragmentation are increasing even within the families. How can we help preserve meaningful human relationships in the age of artificial intelligence and visual interactions? Third question is, India's demographic landscape is continuously evolving, and different communities contribute to the nation's diversity in different ways. How can we ensure that the younger generations across all communities develop a shared commitment to preserving India's civilizational values, cultural heritage, and traditions while remaining fully integrated into the broader national identity?
Now, regarding role of RSS for next 100 years, I think I have at least indicated what we are going to do. You see, this future is not to be shaped by one organization alone. Society is superior to everything. So it is superior to Sangha organization also. Whole of the society must decide to do this, then that will happen. So we have to organize the society first. One person cannot bring about change. One charismatic leader seems to bring about change, but it is not his charisma only. Society helps him. Society goes with him. Howsoever charismatic leader may be, if society abandons, he cannot do anything. So we have to prepare the society. If social will is there, everything will happen, in spite of every hurdle. When we decide, society in general, that this should happen, it will happen. Nobody can stand between happening that and the society. Nobody can stand. That umpteen times we have witnessed in recent history of our country. So we want to prepare that society, and we are trying to two steps. First, expansion of our work, taking our Shakha to every mohalla and every village, and then to every household. But not only that, there are so many people who are doing something for the good of the country. So this is the Sajjan Shakti. It is 40 times bigger than the Durjan Shakti. That is our experience. We have to just network them, and through the small things, small initial steps, big things come into office. So that is the working methodology of RSS. We are doing it, and we are going to do it. Then technology is going to come. Nobody can prevent it. It's sort of a race. If other countries have some technology, we don't have it, we lag behind. And as world is today, every country tries to dominate every other country except Bharat. That is the nature. Everybody has shown. So we have to be, for our defense also, we have to be expert in every technology. We have to take care that we have to adapt the technology so that it becomes humane. Secondly, it should not become our master. We should be masters of it. Then only we can do it, to use the technology in human way. So these two things we have to take care of. For that, we have to be experts in the technology. But we can check. We can check because excessive use of technology dims your own personal capacity. Now, if in metros you go to any household and ask the children, and tell me what is 15 plus 27, he will straightway bring out his calculator in his mobile and then answer. Answer will be correct, but he cannot add up it in his own mind, which we used to do. So I read a novel long back titled 3034. So in common era, 3034, there is a gold mine operated entirely by machines. There are only three persons who sit there just protect the surroundings. And there is electrical failure and line goes off. For 9 minutes, it remains dark. Then line suddenly comes. Then the company director phones directly. You were there for 9 minutes. Tell me how many trolleys did not come up due to failure of electricity. One by one trolley was going up, taking gold ore. Now they say, how can we tell? We don't have calculator. We don't have that machine. So we have to go back to our homes, which are 24 kilometers away. They're so, but one of them says, don't worry, we'll send an answer. 9 minutes, 3 trolleys per minute, it is 27. With apprehension, they sent that answer, 27. And of course, 27 is correct. Director asked them, how come you could tell this? I expected that you will delay for one day. They say that one of us has in his family an ancient vidya which can tell without machine. So company takes his family into their own custody. We protect the secret, new technology. But other companies, they get smell of that and they try spying, kidnapping him. He has to go through all the trials. Then government knows. The government grabs him and his family. They put him in their own custody. Other countries know. When that spy thing goes on, and in all this, one day he is murdered. And that Vidya permanently goes away with him. So his meaning was the dimming of human capacities. That is a danger. So excessive dependence on that technologies must be avoided. To keep our capacities alive, we have to have some exercise. All these things should be taken care of. And therefore, we have to be very alert. You should not oppose technology is going to come, and technology has its uses. But we should use it for the good of the humanity and society. But we should take care that we should be master, and it should not dim our human capacities. Now, about younger generation, I must tell you one thing from my experience. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. The younger generation is more honest, more enthused towards patriotism. If they get the right appeal, they are the makers of future India. But there are no people who can give right appeal, honest appeal. Younger generation wants to serve, wants to give back, and wants to see prosperous and strong India. But we have to give them an honest appeal. We have to again lead them by example. There, the older generation falls short. So, whatever you want to happen in younger generation, first check, is it happening in your own generation, in your own household? Are you taking care so that they get that atmosphere? If we correct that, everything else will happen automatically. We have a very good young generation, fortunately, nowadays. We go to college students, teenagers. Okay, there is technology, there is this and that. They know how to master it. They are fish of that water. They know how to swim in that. Our generation, it is over for us. So let them use it, give them purpose, and give them values, habits. They will definitely steer the boat, the ship of our country towards prosperity and strength. That is what I feel. Hmm.
Next question is by Harishankar Pandalai, retired professor IIT Mumbai. You may please stand up for a minute. This nations, states, religions, and communities are artificial constructs of human social structure. What vision could RSS have towards mankind as a whole, and what can be done towards fulfilling this vision?
Vision we inherit from our ancestors, and it has been a lifelong mission of our nation. One of our Karyakartas, Sri Dadarao Parmath, described RSS, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, is kya? Realization of the world vision of the Hindu nation, world mission of the Hindu nation. So it is our mission, Indian mission, Bharatiya mission is to give Dharma to the world. And Dharma connects everything. Dharma includes everything. All these diversities of nations, states, religions, communities, they are united by this. Everything which we classify as good and bad, animate, inanimate, all these dualities are over in the reign of Dharma. You see, Shibiraja's story is very famous. You also know that. The dove came to Shibiraja's darbar and asked for shelter. A hawk was chasing it. After some time, hawk came to Darbar and asked Raja for the doe. I want to eat it. Raja said, now he is under my protection. It is my dharma to protect him. And he has done me nothing bad. It is his dharma to protect his life. So I will not let you have the doe. Now the hawks puts a second question. You are talking of dharma. You know nature has given me dharma to eat the doe. It is my duty also, my dharma also, to protect myself. If I will not eat, I will die hungry. So by hampering my dharma, how can you establish your dharma? Dharma is not like that. Dharma brings welfare, goodness, peace to all. Now, what is the solution? There is no solution. There are only three alternatives. Raja can say, let the doe die. Or Raja can say, let the eagle die. Or Raja can say, this is not the matter of our jurisdiction. You go to some other court. Only dharma has solution here. Chibi Raja says, you are right. It is your dharma. Protecting the doe is my dharma. And protecting his own life is his dharma. And dharma should be established. All these three should be fulfilled. So you have to eat meat, not compulsorily doe meat. So I will give you meat from my own body in equal weight of the doe. So by sacrificing himself, Chibi Raja protects the dharma. That dharma, which human beings, being the leader of the animate things of the world, they have to protect this dharma by their own dutifulness. They are talking of rights. They are not talking of duties. Because their worldview is incomplete. They say might is right. And therefore there is always a fight. So to win the fight, you have to be strong. And anyhow win the fight. That is why there is all this. Dharma says might is not always right. Only might is not right. You have to see everybody as your own. And accordingly, you have to restrain yourself. You have to give from what you have got. Then only you will live and everything will live. That is the sustainable development. This dharma connects all. In spite of all these diversities, keeping them intact, respecting them, accepting them, dharma brings everybody, everything together and guides them towards the real progress. Not only material, also spiritual progress. So, that vision has been given to us by our ancestors. They said, you have to be example of how to live dharmic living. Etadesha prasutasya sakashadagra janmanat swam swam charitram shiksheran prithivyam sarvamana. Our nation was given birth to by the tapas of these rishis. When they realized that everything is one, so everybody is ours. So this knowledge which brings shashvat happiness, that has to be imparted to the whole world. As an apparatus, this nation was created. Not by kings, it was by rishis. Bhadraminchanta rishiyasvarvidaha tapo diksham duragre tato rashtram balam ujasya jata. The well-meaning rishis performed a very difficult penance. That gave rise to our Rashtram Balam Bhoja. So this is the very thing we are here for. We have to get ourselves prepared for this thing. Then all these things, they will be over. How? We will cross the bridge when we reach it. At this stage, we have to prepare ourselves first. Then we can teach the world. How? At that time, that generation will decide.
Next question is by Air Vice Marshal Dr. T.P. Malsoon, retired. Sir, please.
Yes. Ji.
In Malabar Rebellion, violence had been perpetrated by religious leaders, harnessing the soldiers who were sent back home by the British after a short military career during the First World War. They, being unemployed, became pawns of the fanatics. During Operation Blue Star, Army faced effective defense of Golden Temple due to Major General Shahib Singh's military planning. He was a decorated soldier who was terminated by the day before his retirement due to political animosity of the government, as he did not comply with some questionable orders given to him. He joined anti-government organizations of Bhindranwale. Retired military personnel coming under influence of undesirable elements can be dangerous. Is there an organizational strategy to ensure the young Agnivers who are discharged from the military are guided to nationalism and prevent them from falling prey to anti-national influences?
Everybody has to take care of this. The military, our military particularly, I get to know it from military officers, has a very good tradition of patriotism. That should be strengthened again. It should be applied to in Agnivir program also. They have to do that, but that is government matter. A voluntary organization should not meddle in military affairs, and no political party should meddle in military. Military should be kept above all this. They should have direct connect to the society. They should not be separate from society, but they should be separated from the differences arising due to opinions. They should always be trained in the way that nation and duty is supreme. And I think that our military has got that traditions. Military officers also, those who manage the military generals also, they are also learning from experience. I think that one thing. So there should not be any organized strategy, but before becoming Agnivir, we can train the youth in this way. And Sangha Shakha is everything about it. So we have to expand our Shakha, get to the places where from Agnivirs come. And many of Agnivirs have somehow come to our Shakhas first. We have to extend our reach. So we can, our organizational scheme is this. To the whole society, we are going to give the spirit of Deshabhakti. Particularly for Agnivirs, there is no yojana because I don't think it is proper to do. But for society, youth, or future Agnivirs, we can do that, and we are doing that. Thank you.
Next question is by Advocate Varghese St. George. As the RSS completes nearly a century of public life, which of its core ideas has stood the test of time most successfully, and which idea or practice has required the greatest rethinking in response to a changing India?
The basic values and permanent things have been time tested. We need not change that because they have arisen not out of any theoretical thinking. They have arisen from the live experience from the society and so many who are working for this society. So those are all right. But the outward expressions, like we have to change our uniform, half pant, full pant, we change that. Many programs we changed. On some issues, we have changed our articulation. Content is the same. So that people understand it, we have to change articulation. Such changes are a normal feature of Sangha methodology. But the core values, that is Hindustan is Hindu Rashtra. Hindu is a cultural and civilizational identity, not a religion. That thing. And without organization of the society, no endeavor, national endeavor, can achieve its full success. And to be society like that, we have to have a countrywide network of selfless workers who can become example before the society. With their exemplary character and behavior, they will create an atmosphere. So, in our particular terms, we say, Vyavastha Parivartan is not possible without Samaj Parivartan, and Samaj Parivartan can be achieved only through Vyakti Nirman and Seva. These basic things are time tested and they are working, and on the basis of that, every section of the society now thinks क्या कहते हैं अनुकूल to the Sangh. And if you have anything particular in mind, you can write a letter. So if our adhikaris find it right, we will rethink. We are always there. The most amenable organization to change is RSS. We can change everything except one thing. That is the basis. Hindustan, Hindu Rashtra hai. Our third Sarsanghchalak once answered in our Pratin Sabha. He, barring this, Hindustan, Hindu Rashtra hai, everything can change in Sangh. Another of our adhikaris jokingly said that barring the change from male to female or female to male, every change can happen in Sangh.
This question is by Dr. A. Sarath Kumar Kollam. Considering the evolving societies, family values, technologies, and methodologies, how do RSS plan to place itself in Bharat for the next 100 years and more?
You got the answer already? Huh? Hi, Sarath Kumar. You got the answer already. There was like question like our role for next 100 years, expansion of our work, taking Pancha Parivartan everywhere, organizing the Sajjan Shakti, not necessarily joining them to Sangha or converting them to Sangha, what they are, how they think, if they are honest, working selflessly for the country, we will include them in all that. That type of Sajjan Shakti, Sangatana or Jagran, we are going to do. And this organized society and that atmosphere will propel everything else for the benefit of this country. That is our take, and we will do it.
This question is by Dr. Vinu Mugambia Medical College. In the new national education policy, English is considered as a foreign language. If Urdu can be considered as an Indian language, can't we also consider English as an Indian language? Since we have a history of absorbing values, cultures, and making it our own. Also, since science is predominantly conducted in English, won't it help our scientific progress?
कौन सा क्वेश्चन है? क्रम उल्टा उल्टा. तो English is a foreign language. I am not criticizing English. It is a fact. Urdu was made up in the markets of Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, etc., etc. It is a mixture of Persian, the Sadhu language, Khadi Boli, Avdhi, Braj, etc., etc. It was not made out of foreign soil. English is a language spoken by the English people living on the island of England. So calling foreign doesn't mean derogating it. French is a foreign language. English is a foreign language. There are so many languages which are foreign, and we don't have any quarrel with any language. But why to say that, no, it is also our language? No, it is not. And it doesn't make any difference. If we want to learn English, we can. We can absorb whatever we can from whole world. Ano bhadra kratavo yantu vishwataha. But that doesn't mean that we can change our values. We will never. Those values which define us, we will never change. We will never ask the English to change their core values to achieve the unity. That is the beauty. The basic diversities of nations are there. They have to be accepted and respected because they are naturally there. They are not man-made. By tradition, they were shaped. And those have become the integral nature of that society, that nation. We can copy dress. We now rarely we wear dhoti or lungi also. In 71, I came to Kerala. I was a college student in University Youth Festival here in Thiruvananthapuram. We were amazed to see in our region, nobody wore dhoti or something. In colleges, full pants. Here, people were with mundus. It was common custom. We also felt happy. Nowadays, I think it has changed. It has changed. That can change. Doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean that we can change our family structure. That doesn't mean that we can change our concept of relation and adopt the concept of contract. That is wrong. It will lead us to some peril. It is leading the world to some peril. So, we do absorb and we are not against it. But what to absorb, that we have to decide. The Shashwat things are never changed. We don't absorb any foreign material there. And it is not because it is something derogatory or something. No. It is our character. It defines us. So, we have to stick to that. I have answered it. Cool.
This question is by Dr. P. Radhakrishnan, Amar Maternity Hospital, Maternity and Fertility Center. This question has two parts. As the people of Kerala who are expressing publicly as Hindu or RSS or BJP supporters are isolated and made to suffer something like a social apartheid and oppression by the so-called secular parties, their governments and organizations. Has the Sangh any program or plans to protect them, their job, their profession, their institutions and their family from harassment or ruin? Have the organization has any plan to protect them? That is the first question. And another question is, our rival organizations are spending crores of money to edit and rewrite history to their advantage. Has Sangh any program to engage able people to tackle it and read it and rewrite the distorted history and insert the actual history of Bharat, Samskriti and true stories of our heroes?
वो कहाँ है? Second part कहाँ? So, in present day Kerala, you are finding that situation, but such was the situation in Bengal up to this election. Such was the situation in Assam few years before. Even such was the situation in Maharashtra. There also murders have happened. People are harassed. That situation was there. But it slowly changed. Here also it will slowly change. And it didn't change because Sangha provided some protection, etc. Our Swayamsevak's grit That caused the transformation. Expansion of work is the only guarantee. In Sangha, we don't give any incentive, nothing. Sangha's appeal is come and give. We will take everything away from you. We will not even say thank you to you. So people ask me, what I will get from Sangha? You will not get anything. You will lose everything. If you accept that, come to Sangha. If you don't come, please. If you want something, then you better be away. Sangha will be protected. You will be also safe. So, who protected Dr. Hedgewar? Who protected so many Swayamsevaks all over the country? It is always a risk. Working for the country is always a risk. Once Kennedy had said about America, ask not for what America does for you. Ask what you are doing for America. Sangha is appeal like that, and therefore many untoward influences are filtered automatically before person enters Sangha. So we want to keep it that way. We don't have any appeal to give. We have the appeal to take. We have appeal to give. In Marathi, list, suchi. We call it yadi, yadya. Singular, plural, yadya. So every Sangha program starts with list. First we prepare list of workers, list of expected attendees, etc., etc. Yadya. Ya and dya, if we break it, it means come and give. So our Pranta Sarsanghchalak there, he used to say, in Sangha, everything is yadya. One thing is list, another thing is come and give. There is no gya. There is no taking, only giving. We want to keep it that. And that appeal has benefited us. Sangha has never stopped growing. It is growing. And in every situation, our Swayamsevaks, they fought. They went ahead. They never looked back. An incident I have to now tell me, it touched my heart. I went to Kutu Burma when our Shaji, our worker, was murdered. After 40 days, I went there. And there was a gathering of 800 Swayamsevaks. And they had a collective song, Sangik Geet. Meaning of that Geet was, we know this way is fraught by danger. Because as we go forward, we see bodies of our colleagues. We see their broken legs, hands, their severed heads, and bones and everything. We know this is the way, but we'll never look back. We'll go ahead and we'll get the goal done. That is Sangh. दूसरा क्या है? Once again, read the second part. Second part.
Our rival organizations are spending crores of rupees to edit and rewrite history to their advantage. Has Sangh any program to engage able people to tackle it and re-edit and rewrite the distorted history and insert the actual history of Bharat, Samskriti and true stories of our heroes?
There is one Itihas Sankalan Samiti. Another is Baba Sahab Apte Smarak Samiti. Third one is Pradnya Prabha, an organization working in intellectual field. They together do it. And in formation of NEP, some institutions that participated with Vidyarthi Parishad, Vidya Bharati, etc., etc. They also have given this content to the history syllabus there. And now it is coming in. I think this year, up to 12-year history books have been written. Changed history, not change history, the true history. Whether it is in favor of our ideology or not. If it has happened, it will be mentioned. Nothing will be covered up. That type of history is necessary. And in social field, these three organizations, they are working. The Sindhu River, how come it came into history now? So it was actually unearthed. Now it flows about 40 kilometers. The river has disappeared before Mahabharata and therefore was rejected that it is existed. Our people strived, went there, had a survey, did all the efforts, and now that Sindhu is acknowledged. Its Ugam, Plaksha Prastravan is there, a 40-kilometer stream is there, mapping has been done. INSAT has found that there is still a very robust flow of the river is underground, many feet underground. So all these things have happened due to their activity. Many things are coming to light. Many history corrections are there to be made. In social bit, there were written books. You can go to Sangha Bhandar and find those books with the actual history of Bharat, right from Aryan theory, etc., etc. Everything has been properly analyzed, the corrections made, and the errors dispelled out. Now, that coming into syllabus is a slow process, but that is also happening. So it will happen one day. And whether it is in syllabus or not, we can tell stories to our children of our real history. I did not learn Ramayana and Mahabharata in school or college. I heard it in my house. I did not know about Shivaji Maharaj through the textbooks. I heard it in social programs. That we can do.
This question is by Advocate Suresh Kumar S. It has got two parts. First part is the major hindrance to the Hindu unity is caste system. How do the RSS address this issue?
Now, when we say caste system, there is no system nowadays. Whether caste system is good or bad, that I am not telling that, but when it was there, it meant one profession, one caste. But now it is not so. Anybody can indulge himself in any profession. So that system is not there. What is going on is a chaos, namely caste. Avyavastha. It is not vyavastha. And once it was there, it must have served its purpose. I don't know. But today we are of the firm opinion, our third Sarsanghchalak, since Dr. Hedgewar, we are of this opinion, but is expressed publicly by Balasabji Devras in Pune Vasanta Vyakhyan Mala, we support no discrimination. Anything that supports discrimination must go out lock, stock and barrel. And we started with Sangha actually in 1955. In Sangha, we act as if caste is not there. We don't mention caste, don't ask. We work together, years together, but we don't know what is caste of my colleague. When I was made Sarkari Vaha, Sureshji Soni was made Char. Media gave the news. Representation of OBC was fulfilled by making Soniji Char. So next day while taking tea, I asked Sureshji, are you from OBC? So he just like this, he smiled. Even today I don't know whether he is OBC or not. We don't go in there. We say caste is a darkness. Oh, why are you beating it? It will not go away. Light one lamp, it will automatically dispel the dark. So we draw a longer line. We are all Hindus. Oh yeah, okay. Your caste is there, your language is there, you are from this province, You are from this economic background, this, that. A lot of these things are there. But above all that, I am a Hindu, I am Bharat Mata's son. This is the only identity Sangha recognizes and works accordingly. And this creates an atmosphere wherein those who come to Shakha, they forget all this. So our plan is to change the hearts. The outward reparations cannot thrive unless there is change in heart. One of our Sarsanghchalaks, he had this surname Bhondu. Now, whether you understand, I don't know. Bhondu means a fraud. But his surname was Bhondu. So he made an affidavit and changed his name to Deshmukh. It is a common name in that part of Bharat. But everybody, he was an advocate. So everybody used to come where that advocate Deshmukh lives. So people in the neighborhood, who Deshmukh was? Someone said, but that Bhondu Deshmukh. So Bhondu did not go. So he again made second affidavit and returned to the original name. Outward things, they will not help. Because you have to, that caste lives in your heart. All these Vedas, they live on our heart. If in our heart we know that we are sons of Bharat Mata, we can easily get rid of them. If in heart we know we are all human beings, there will be no necessity of quarrel. You have to change the heart. And Sangha starts with that. We do not mention caste, we say we are all Hindus. That is our scheme. And it is working steadily and slowly, but definitely.
An impression has been created that now India is being ruled by RSS or RSS sympathizers. Do you? The part two of the question.
Acha.
Do you think that RSS has achieved its goal that was set at the time of its founding?
The goal that was set at the time of founding is organizing the whole of the Hindu society. There was no mention of any power or election or government, nothing. That is not our aim. RSS never will rule. RSS will have its influence. But the people and the constitutional government will always rule. That is decided every 5 years by people. Whatever they decide, that will happen. We do not strive for this. पथ का अंतिम लक्ष्य नहीं है सिंहासन चढ़ते जाना. सब समाज को लिए साथ में आगे है बढ़ते जाना. While we take the society along with us and go ahead, as a byproduct, it may happen that some Swayamsevak or some political party which claims to be nearest to the RSS or being inspired by the RSS thought, it may reach power. That doesn't mean RSS will, because our Swayamsevaks, they have been asked to work in whichever field they work within the bounds of discipline of that field. So every Swayamsevak who go to any government, state or center, he has to take an oath to work within the constraints of the constitution. So no government can be RSS government. That no government can be BJP government also. It is constitutionally Bharatiya government. So RSS doesn't rule, and RSS, that method is not there in Sangha. We do not rule, sir. We befriend. And we befriend anybody, everybody. So don't think that when there is no Swayamsevak in government, there is no friend of RSS in government. That also you should not. They do their duty, Swayamsevaks, they are in government. They do within their discipline, they work fine. We are carrying our work of organizing the society. We don't have any aspiration there. And that goal is still away. That is why I talked of the future.
This question is by Sasidharan B. Despite the fact that Gandhiji strongly opposed both the partition of India and religious conversions, certain right-wing activists still view him as an enemy. What is the underlying reason for this hostile attitude?
I don't know, you have to ask them. We do not. We as Sangha, Swayamsevaks, we have an Ekatmata Stotra, wherein daily we take name of Gandhiji. Ramano Malavi Shri Subramanian. Subhasha Pranavananda Kranti Viro Vinayaka Kapkuro Bhimaravacha Phule Narayana. नहीं, उसके पहले है तिलको गांधीरा धृताहा लोकमान्य तिलक and well respected Gandhiji. That name we daily take. We had some opinions, different opinions about his policies regarding the appeasement and extreme opposition of technology. But his pure life, dedicated life, selfless. You see, in 1922, he was when jailed in Yerwada. Congress committees, provincial Congress committee, decide to observe a Gandhi Day each year on 20th March. First such day was observed in Nagpur by Nagpur Pradesh Congress Committee. And they invited Dr. Hedgewar to speak about Gandhi. So Dr. Hedgewar said that Gandhiji is a Punya Purush. Whatever he thinks right, he pours all his might to realize that. And he gives everything. Not a single iota of any selfish thought is in his mind. So such a person must always be remembered. But only remembrance is not enough. We have to try to inculcate those values in our own life. Then Guruji was invited to celebrate Gandhi Jayanti at Sangli. His speech is available in Sri Guruji Samagra. You can read it. Gandhiji had visited in 1936 our Shibir in Varda. When he was in residence in the Valmiki colony of Delhi in the last days, the guardian duty was performed by Swayamsevaks. The Congress committee, in the turbulent days, Congress committee president there, he went to our Pranta Pracharak, Vasan Rao, and said, we cannot guard him. You send your volunteer. So for 1 month, guarding duty we performed. And on 27th September 1948, not 8, 7, Gandhiji came to our Shakha there. He delivered a Bauddhik Varga speech. That speech has been printed in Harijan on the next day. It has been mentioned there. So our relations with Gandhiji were, and we consider Gandhiji in many way, he was a living ideal of Sanatana Dharma. That is our view. Then some individuals are there. I don't know why. You have to ask them. Or
as we conclude this enlightening session, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude.
oh, 1 minute, sir. Before I also express my sincere gratitude. You have been sitting so patiently and hearing my answers. But the thing remains to be reminded. Don't go on hearsay. Come and see Sangha from inside. And then if you think it is right, please contribute to work. You can be Shakha going Swayamsevaks, responsibility holding Swayamsevak, or you can contribute to the Gatividhi, the outer circle, the Vivid Sangatans in which Swayamsevaks are working, or you can just support us, or just you can keep us in contact and we'll keep you in contact, and whenever occasion arises, help each other. Even that is impossible for you. At least you start doing selflessly some good work for the society. If honestly and selflessly you are working for the betterment of the society and country, we consider you to be our Swayamsevak, even if you don't know Sangh. There are some latent Swayamsevaks also. So Vinobaji Bhave said to our second Sarsanghchalak Guruji, Guruji, I am Asabhya Sabhya of your Sangh. So Asabhya in Marathi means uncivilized also. But he didn't mean that. He meant I am a member who doesn't go to Sabha. So there are so many members here all over in the country who are Asabhya Sabha. They don't come to Shakha. They might or might not be knowing anything about Sangha, but they are doing many good things selflessly, honestly for the betterment of our society, and we consider them also as ours. So there are 5 options for you. Whatever suits you, you try to do it. That is the request. And again, thank you. I don't know my English, how much appeal to you, because it is not a language of my study and practice also. So thank you once again, and please.
As we conclude this enlightening session, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our respectful Param Pujaniya Sarsanghchalak for sharing such valuable insights and for engaging so thoughtfully with the questions raised during the discussion. We would also like to thank the distinguished audience for your attentive participation, perceptive questions, and meaningful contributions and suggestions. Your engagement has enriched the session and helped make it both stimulating and productive. We look forward to your participation in our future programs also. On behalf of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to each of you for your presence and participation. We are grateful for your time and interest. Thank you all. Let us now stand for the national anthem.